To help you become a better player, I gathered 10 more tips I wish I knew when I started playing Airsoft. Let's go through them all together. Tip number 1. Fogging can ruin your game, yet it can be avoided. You can spend a fortune on a gun, but it's useless if you cannot see anything. If there is one thing where money can actually make you happy, it's eye protection. Just get something better right off the bat. Yes, construction glasses may keep you safe, but will probably fog up. Now, there are multiple ways to fight fogging. Let me quickly mention 2 of them that help me personally, and it's not anti-fog spray. First are ESS glasses. They work, cost under $150, and are very low profile, which I personally prefer. And they don't fog up for me personally, because I use dioptric lenses that increases the distance from my face and allows for some airflow. If you are sweating a lot or use goggles with a seal, the 100% foolproof solution is an active anti-fog unit. By blowing air into your goggles, you simply fix this problem forever. If this one caught your eye, check novridge.com if you want to know more. Tip number 2. An active playstyle gives you the most benefit. Period. Remember, this is a game and games are meant to be fun. Sitting back, hiding the entire game won't give you as much excitement or learning opportunities. And as you will find out, when rushing, your enemies are actually scared of you more than you are scared of them. And remember, you can always respawn anyway. So get out there, try different strategies, and learn what works best for you. In general, moving around is a lot of fun, and you will end up with many cool memories you can tell your friends afterwards. Number 3, get an admin pouch. This simple cargo pouch can make life much easier on the field. It is the perfect place to keep your phone and other small items. You might argue that pockets can do the same, right? But in all fairness, it's not really true. With sweat and movement, pocket dialing someone is not as rare. And a friend of mine actually managed to even pocket dial emergency responders like that. Trust me, not a good day. And not to mention the risk of losing your stuff if you decide to use your regular open pockets. Small tip here, when you put your phone in, make sure the screen is facing your body, protected from the BBs, and use a case. You will thank me later. Tip number 4, keep your loadout lightweight. The lighter you are, the faster you can move and the longer you can play without getting tired or fatigued. Don't overload yourself with unnecessary gear or accessories. Remember, speed and mobility often outperforms heavy firepower. Unless you want to do a full milsim, you don't really need to carry around much. Number 5, avoid vests or carriers with integrated pouches. They might seem cheap and convenient at first, but these offers less flexibility to customize your loadout later on. And believe it or not, most experienced players prefer to organize their carriers as they see fit, which is exactly what the cheapest solutions are not good for. Instead, go straight for a modular system that allows you to add, remove, or reposition pouches to suit your needs as they develop. Number 6, leg platforms suck. Putting a sidearm on a lowered platform may seem cool, but it's usually more troubling than not. Leg platforms are well known for bouncing around when you run and can get uncomfortable fast. A simple belt will serve you much better. Unless you have a very good reason, just avoid these at all costs. Number 7, barrel length doesn't matter much. Contrary to popular belief, barrel length doesn't matter as much as you might think. Essentially, every barrel longer than 300 millimeters or 12 inches doesn't change much in terms of accuracy. Why? Well, by that length, the BB is already stabilized and won't get much more accurate, assuming you have a good quality barrel, of course. A longer barrel will give you slightly more power output, but since we have field with limits, this might actually be a bad thing if you happen to be at the limit already. What a 300 millimeter barrel offers instead is more compact, lightweight gun that is easier to aim with. Of course, if we are talking gas pistols with much shorter barrels than that, adding extra length will have a positive impact. Great example here is the power output difference between all the SSP5 versions. But long story short, there is no need for the 700 millimeter extra long barrel. Trust me, I have found out the hard way. Number 8, upgrading starts with hop-up and a cleaning route. Now, one of the reasons people tend to get a longer barrel is that they are not satisfied with their replica's performance. But if you really want to improve accuracy and range, the upgrades you should actually want to get are a new hop-up bucking, nut, chamber, and a cleaning route. All of those have a far greater impact than every other upgrade to an airsoft gun. On the topic of barrel cleaning, the process is super simple when you get the hang of it. There are multiple guides, one of which is in the Novridge Academy. Also, you can get a pre-made maintenance maintenance kit so that you don't need to run around hobby markets like crazy. Number 9. LiPo battery is the only one you should ever get. Aim for nothing less than a LiPo battery. Nickel metal hydride and nickel cadmium batteries simply don't offer the same performance or lifespan. The biggest difference from a player's perspective is the trigger response and the fire rate. Both improve simply with getting the right battery. Also, make sure you get a good LiPo charger, as the cheapest ones out there can make a huge mess and damage your battery with uneven charging to each cell. Trust me, this one is worthwhile. And finally, number 10. Get a car or motorcycle or have a friend who can give you a ride. Trust me, carrying all your stuff around on public transportation can be a nightmare, especially if you happen to cover your gun insufficiently. There are cases of police being called to airsofters going to a game because the guns were visible. You don't want that to be you. Also, some of the best fields may not even be accessible by public transport. Having a car makes transportation much easier and allows you to carry more gear and supplies, ensuring you are well prepared for the day. Long story short, it's one of the biggest quality of life improvements for any airsofter. If you are still too young to drive, try to find a friend with a car or ask your parents to give you a ride. And if all this fails, public transportation is always an option. Just make sure to cover your replica properly and don't dress like a soldier. And now it's your turn. What was the thing you wish to have known when you started out? Let us know down in the comments. See ya.